Show us. That doesn't really work, does it? Have you tried? Oh, that's good. Oh, fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Better. So much better. What a fantastic, fantastic tune. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Young man, there's no need to feel down. Young man, pick yourself off the ground. I've been Donald Trump. Thank you and good night.
Then what size?
This one's from Jeremy in Wisconsin. And it says, Toffee Brand Coffee is the best coffee in the world. Thanks for the grift.
Anyway, I'm going to find out who this quartering character is. And when I do, he's going to get a bit of the old ice troll treatment.
From loathing Brie Larson to being the unofficial #1 fan site for Brie Larson.
How about a handshake? You're gonna give me your jacket, your helmet, and your motorcycle, and in return, I'm gonna let you keep your hand.
Welcome in, everybody. How are you?
Hi, good. I hope that my audio is better.
It is a million times better.
Yay!
There's no echo anymore. It sounds good. Sounds great. Hannah Claire is looking bewildered and she just left.
She's like, I'm out. No echo, I'm out.
Yeah, she's out. Boy, oh boy, lots going on. We brought VODs back on the channel, doing
Yay.
good. So I think that was a goofball thing to ever stop doing. So we're doing that again. I couldn't sleep this morning and it was like 4 a.m.
Oh.
And I was keeping my wife up by tossing and turning. And
Aww.
sometimes when I can't sleep, I just like get up and take a shower. Like,
right.
And it was like, I think it was like 4. And I was like, forget it, I'll just go to work. So
Yeah.
I did a bunch of work this morning. I filmed 150 shorts.
Oh my goodness, what?
Yeah, I did 150 shorts, and they'll spread across like the quartering, Jeremy Hambly, everywhere. All my channels. They're all different themed.
I think YouTube's paying more for shorts now.
They're getting a little bit better. They're getting a little bit better. Yeah, I mean it's.
Yeah. So
And they're also great on Rumble. Like they're great for discovery. People are sleeping on them on Rumble, but they really should. They shouldn't be, because it's brought in a lot of new viewers to the show, and it's wild. Like, I mean, you don't really do it for the money. You do it for like the reach.
For sure. Yeah,
Like I had one hit 1 million views yesterday, and it made like $45. So like,
really? Okay.
which
so
is
it's still-
great. It's great.
But it's
They're
still,
low
like,
effort.
pretty low. Yeah.
1 million views on a regular VOD would be
Oh,
like
yeah.
4K.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
there's but it's about reaching new people, and it's like that's I've embraced it on Rumble, and I feel like a lot of people on Rumble are like reluctant to do it, and I'm here to say, like,
Shorts are good.
shorts are good. They're like, I'll be 43 in 2 weeks. You think my ass wants to be like, whoa, what's going on, guys? Pee, 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 pee. Like, I don't want that. But I also don't want to be unemployed. And it's like most of your current audience will say they hate shorts, I guess. But that's okay. It's a different viewer. The shorts viewer is just a different viewer.
You have to adapt, and right now shorts are like picking up audience. Like, that's just how it is. Like, it really, because I wasn't uploading as much on Go Boom with all this stuff going on in my life. So it's just like, okay, let me just put some shorts on there since I'm just getting like moved and stuff, and I'm not back on the routine yet. I'll just get some shorts on there, and that's keeping my subscribers up. It's like, this is great.
Yeah, if you like, even like when you're doing on Rumble too, like, don't for sure think like, hey, these shorts are going to mean bigger live streams or bigger, but it's just a different. If you view it as like a different group of people,
Right.
then you understand like, well, there's this pool of people that like VODs. There's a pool of people that like live streams. And there's a pool of people like shorts. If you want to just like ignore those people, you do so at your own peril. Like, that's just the truth of it.
Yeah.
Some Mrs. Quartering lore, she's off camera building another shelf for me, kind of like this one.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, she's over there cursing because I think it's probably all Allen keys. Is it all Allen keys? Yeah, it's all
fine.
Allen keys.
Why would
Those
you do that to
suck.
Mrs. The Quartering? You pick the
Well,
books up with all the Allen keys? Wow.
if I could afford to buy fancy IKEA furniture like you did, maybe there'd be more screws. But
Thank you for thinking these are from IKEA. They are not.
yeah, okay. So everything, it's all metal, so it's all just Allen keys. But she's crushing it. She's helping so much with my studio, and like now this is the final piece on my other studio.
I think you need some sort of light source on your shelf behind you to separate you from the background.
Yeah, there is one. It's just not bright enough. Like,
Okay.
hold on, like.
Your set looks more colorful, Melanie. I know I missed
Thank
probably
you.
set
I
reviews. but-
added this Godzilla thing. I have all this. So and
I like it. It's
yeah,
cool.
Thank you.
That looks a
there
little
we
better.
go. That is better. That is
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, now
Perfect.
it's there. That's better. It's
that
just
is better. Yeah.
they're like floor lights, so they just they're up lights, so they just
okay.
light the wall.
Got it.
I want to start with. We've got a lot to talk about today. We got cocaine sharks. We've got a massive win for women. We've got Harry Potter, Black Snape, not exactly going over well. Bad news for Lord of the Rings fans, and an AIE girl backfire. All segments on today's show, of course,
How fun.
talking with the chat. And the VODs have been great. I think across channels, we added like 2,000 subs in a day just by doing the VODs again.
Right.
Oh,
So yeah, that's good. And Jeremy, did you get the wood paneling at Menards? I did. It's not even wood; it's cardboard. It's just cardboard.
Amazing.
Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like not even like usually like wood. You're like, it's crappy press board. No. This is just literally cardboard with this like printed on it. It was $25 a sheet. 3 sheets, $75. And I forever
It's
ruined
designed
the
to
wall.
go on the wall.
Yeah, but I forever ruined the wall behind it. Like you have to, you have to use liquid nails to tack it up, and then we use the finishing. we use finishing nails on the studs too. So when those come down, the wall's gonna have to be completely re-drywalled and completely.
Or you could just wallpaper over it. I mean, just add layers and layers of problems. Sometimes people do
Well,
that.
that's what I told my wife. I was like, look, if I rip it down and the wall's screwed up behind it, big whoop. I'll buy another 3 sheets for $90 and then change the look, if I want something a little bit lighter or whatever. So it's going to be, or I just tack it up over the top.
Interesting.
Because I'll be able to see where the studs
made of
are already.
cardboard, nothing is nice anymore. But if it's made to go on the wall, it makes sense. It's supposed to be lightweight.
Well, it's supposed to be cheap too, right? Like you could have paid I could have paid a mason. It'd probably been like $4,000 and they could have made it look really nice. But honestly, on camera, you're not really telling the difference.
Exactly.
Like
And it would be different if you were doing like an entire room in an office, right? Like I would get wanting to bring like a craftsman out for that. Whereas like you're doing it for like a corner of your space. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's just a little corner of a studio, and like my friend came over and like we did it. You know what I mean? Like it's not. It's
Whereas I assume Melanie painted her entire house black. Every wall in her house is now black.
All of them. Everything.
Yeah.
That's a look.
I had I don't know if you guys noticed this. This was tweeted today. I know everyone's a big hockey fan, but are you guys familiar with the name of the hockey team from Nashville?
The Predators?
Holy crap, Melanie.
What?
I don't even know.
Hang your head in shame.
I just got mogged.
Yeah,
I like hockey. I can up with it a little bit better.
Did you see this is not a joke.
Okay.
They just uploaded their new logo today.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And I normally I'm like, hey, I'm setting up a meme, and then it's like, no, this is no redirect. They literally uploaded their new logo.
Nuh-uh.
No.
The Nashville Predators has a gay pride logo.
Predator and gay pride does work together.
I was gonna say, either they're being really based, or their marketing team did not did not think this one through.
It does make sense.
The internet's just kind of locating it now. You see Salty Cracker in there. When the entire office is too afraid to tell the queer art team their new logo looks like a fecal matter from an AIDS patient. Like, calling yourself Predators while updating your logo to this is actually quite fitting.
It is. It
works. I
works.
mean, it is. Nashville Predators checks out. I mean, they are just getting killed. Like, there's no way this post stays up.
Sexual
Has
predator.
any LGBTQ group come out and defended it, or are they mad about it too?
This is brand new. They just posted this a little while ago, 10 o'clock this morning. So
That's hilarious.
the internet. The internet has not yet fully. It's the Goldblum. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's going well for the Nashville Predators. I have a feeling that they're actually stuck in this weird spot where they can't address it because they're gonna be like, well, obviously the entire internet associated being a sexual predator with the LGBTQ community, so we're changing our logo. So they're just gonna have to sit there and take it. I don't know.
Do you think there's one person on their marketing team who didn't want to make a pride logo and was like, looks good, guys?
What do you think somebody would say? Maybe being called the Predators and having a pride flag, we're really gonna be getting some jokes on this one.
Yeah,
that's the thing. All the hockey teams, most of them roll out some kind of pride thing. What about last year? How long has this been going on?
I don't know, but I guarantee you someone in that office, there were 2 people in that office, like Melanie and I, that were like,
yeah.
You're not saying nothing. I'm not going to be, the homophobe of the office. I'm not doing anything. I'm just not happening. So we've got some topics for today. Let's start with one that I thought was pretty good. Let's see here. Let me grab the timestamp here. So if you're watching this live, great. If you're watching it later, this is a segment from our daily live show. We're live Monday through Thursday at 2 Eastern and Fridays at 1 Eastern. This is an interesting topic because I keep feeling like I keep seeing this headline over and over and over again, except now it's actually legitimate. So the IOC, the like International Olympics Committee or whatever that stands for, came out and said, no more biological men competing in biological women's sports. I feel like this is something that they've waffled on and they've kind of like bounced back and forth. But like, I mean, what do you make of this? Like, is this like, hey, you know, there's a new regime in town and everything's going to change for the better? Is this, you know, they're like, well, the Olympics are coming up and we don't want to go through this again. Because like for the past, although it really didn't come up at the Winter Olympics nearly as much, but like when the Summer Olympic comes around again, we have boxing again and weightlifting again and all this stuff. It's like, do they want every headline in the Olympics to be about this? Like, it seems like they're kind of like, all right, fine.
Yeah. I mean, this is good. It was a long time coming. We needed this a long time ago, but better late than never. And especially the last time around with the boxers, it was like what, first
that
place
was as
and
bad as
second
it
place?
got. Yeah.
Yes. It was terrible.
The
I
fight
think
for
in some
gold
ways-
was two biological men.
Right.
Like it was like it was such a
We love
parody of
representation
itself.
women in
Yeah,
sports.
it was like,
Great.
man alive.
I actually think this is largely because of Trump's influence. I mean, it is a complicated subject that the IOC has been going back and forth on. And like at one point it was like some sports had some restrictions that were differently applied. Like it's been a little bit of a mess. But because the next Olympics are the Summer Olympics in LA, and Trump has issued, at least for the US, a federal order saying like, we define sex as the biological, like we're not going to accommodate trans sports, basically. That's a little bit of a off summary, but because of that in the US, like it would have to be accommodated a certain way. And I think in some ways that gives the IOC the permission to be like, look, we're making it the simplest ruling, which is you have to be biologically female. And from what I know about it, it extends to like, there's a famous runner, I can't remember her name right now, but she is female, but she has like
just some sort of,
it's like an intersex issue,
chromosomal
like
thing.
where she has a chromosomal thing, not trans, like separate from being trans, literally a biological complexity. And I believe she is also now, like someone with her condition would now also be barred from competing with females if the testosterone levels are too high, which is kind of fascinating because that's more strict than I thought they would be when it came down to this issue.
Well, I mean, look, sometimes there's going to be a baby in the bathwater, but like, let's be honest, like competing in the Olympics isn't a human right. And
Exactly.
like this person with that, you know, it's like she is literally the one in a million, but there was like 1,000 people taking advantage of her loophole. So it's like, I suppose if, let's say it was not a feat of strength, let's say running would probably be tough to compete against men, but you know, she could still compete. She'd just have to compete in that, you know, and I wouldn't invite her to, you know, like, it's like, hey, do it. You know what? If a woman goes up against 40 Olympic men and finishes in the top 10 or top 7, that's still a pretty big accomplishment.
Right.
And it sucks for her because she probably wasn't like trying to take advantage of the situation, but
I don't think she was. But again, that's different. And it's one of those things where I think in the early days of sort of the transgender movement, they would claim intersex people and be like, they're like us. And like, nah, dog, like they did not have a choice in the way their bodies were developed, right? Like you were opting to socially transition mostly. Okay, some of you take hormones, some of you get surgery, but like for a large part, you're accepting this as a social identity. This was not something that they like decided they wanted to be.
Yeah. One thing I'm just grateful for a president who's not afraid of backlash and not afraid to tell it like it is with this kind of thing. And I think that does make a difference in society because especially after all the craziness that was going on during like 2020 and all that, and how everything escalated to such an extreme degree with the gender stuff, the sexualities, this, that, and the other. People have been terrified to speak out and to speak just common sense and to say that a man can't be a woman. Like, they're scared just to say that because of the social repercussions, you losing your job, this, that, and the other. And so having some common sense in the White House and having a president who's not afraid to say these things himself, it just helps normalize society.
Yeah. It has been a bit of a calming force. You go ahead, Hannah Claire.
Yeah.
Well, and then it makes it easier, I assume, for like bodies like this to be like, instead of having a different standard for every different sport or different testosterone levels we have to check, like, we have made it as simple as possible. You have to be biologically female, defined as these parameters to compete in the sport. And like, I think over the years, this like gender issue, sexuality stuff, like, has just gotten illogically complicated. That's why when people are talking about their pronouns and you're like, this doesn't even make sense, like, it becomes funny because it's just so ridiculous. It's nice to be able to return to like, this is what it is. You know, we're sorry if that, you know, it makes your life more difficult. But in general, this positively impacts 99% of the female competitors, right?
Well, I'm not sorry.
99.9.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, it's 99.9, like, actually quite literally.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I'm not sorry. Like, this isn't like you missed out on food and water. You know, I like that you run. That's cool. You can still do so competitively and you can compete against men. But, you know, you would hope that the one person who like had a legitimate condition that is caught up in this, it would be awfully based if she came out and was like, I get it. Because it's unsustainable to just like, oh, we're testing testosterone levels here, there, everywhere. You're here, you're a little high. So then they go take some estrogen to take it down, and they're like gaming the system.
Meanwhile, some countries are hypothetically in trouble for doping or steroids, right? And it's like, but you guys get to inject something, but you don't. Like, it's too complicated.
Yeah. And I think that this is kind of just a return to normalcy. You know, this is more of just like this is how it should have been. This is how it was always supposed to be. You know, in the 80s, nobody was like, hey, you know, nobody was talking about Olympic athletes to estrogen levels or testosterone levels. They were like, they were talking about perhaps testosterone for doping reasons, but like now you're right. I think it is valid point to say that the IOC can now say, oh, it's not our fault. Like, we would love to do it, but we can't. It's the same scapegoat that all these companies use to drop DEI like a rock. They're like, well, it's illegal now. You know, we can't do DEI stuff because, well, Trump's going to get us. And while that may have been true,
even try, you know, we won't even try to resist. We're just going, no matter how many resist bumper stickers you put out there, we're just going to go along with this now.
Yeah, well, I think that's how I view it. It's like, well, these people didn't even try. And it's like, well, how many Supreme Court cases were there to fight this? You know, how many companies like Target said, no, we're going to put our foot down. We want DEI. We're going to take this all the way to the top. Never even happened.
Right.
So it's just, this is good. This is a win for all women. This is a win for fairness. This is a win for sport. You know, like it's just, we can get back. Obviously, I'm not a big watcher of the Olympics. I know Hannah Claire is, but
love it.
But for me, it's like, okay, like at least we could talk about the events again instead of talking about. Yeah,
it's like you point, like, it's like, so the Olympics has this standard, so now the world nationals for whatever sport should maybe also adopt this standard. And then it's like, to me, the implication that there could potentially be a trickle down effect, right? Like, for a little while we were going the opposite direction, where it'd be like, world cycling says that, you know, trans women can compete with biological women, and now I wonder if it's like, well, the universal standard is to adopt biological women are the only ones competing in the women's category. That's fascinating to me, because one of the big cases that West Virginia litigated was a middle school at the time, I think probably this person's in high school now, student who, biological male, wanted to run cross country for the female team. And this was something that the state litigated to the Supreme Court level. I mean, it was really interesting to see like this go from grassroots in America, and now we're getting kind of international top down. And I feel like they're all kind of averaging to be the same, which is like it's biological. That's the way we're defining this.
Yeah, I hope that there is more of a trickle down, in particular to like women's restrooms, things like that.
Please.
Like, can we just, like now that we're seeing some standards set, it would be nice to see that trickle down. Like, guys, we're just not going to talk about this. We're not, you're either a boy or a girl. You use the bathroom you're supposed to use. Look, even the Olympics says this, or even, like there'll be some level of precedent here set, hopefully.
Well, and that's the thing is once this kind of stuff happens as well, it already makes the transgender thing as being less trendy. So less people are going to do it. We already had just a massive influx of that in recent history because it became trendy. But things will go back to how it used to be, to where it's like, oh, okay, if somebody was doing the whole transsexual thing, like, okay, people thought they were weird. They were self-aware that they weren't normal, and it wasn't a positive thing in society.
They weren't getting sponsorships because of it, and there was a whole economy around it. Yeah, so to wrap this segment, epic win for women. Really happy. If you happen to be watching this as a VOD later, make sure you subscribe or follow the channel, or tune in Monday through Thursday, 2 Eastern and 1 Eastern on Fridays. I have another.
The only way this could have been better, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Is if they had announced this decision during International Women's Month. That would have been the one. Is it still International Women's Month, actually?
I think it is, though. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey.
Congratulations, IOC. Most pro-woman move you could have done.
Yeah, much based. McLeod says, I'm pretty tempted to just let it happen in the Olympics and accelerate its downfall. The IOC is way too infected with commies, especially in the USA teams. Not untrue. Not untrue. This next topic, I think, is going to be near and dear to a lot of hearts out there, because this is wild. So if you're tuning in later, this is a segment from our daily live show. We're live at 2 Eastern, Monday through Thursday, and 1 Eastern on Fridays. But either way, we put out these segments, so hopefully you'll leave a like and subscribe on it. Black Snape, the new Harry Potter series has been unleashed on the world. And we already kind of knew that they race swapped Snape. But now that the first trailer's out, the internet is having an absolute field day. Like the AI memes, the potions class teaching people how to make purple drink. All this stuff is like, of course, the actor has immediately come out. Does anybody want to take a guess what the actors have said? The black actor said,
no, more racism.
Yes. And
I thought he was going to say, like, the original text doesn't matter.
Well, no, he didn't say that. He said, I'm getting threats on my life. It's literally like the Kelly Marie Tran.
But they don't show it. It's
they
like,
never show it.
Actually, where's the screenshots of this?
And, I feel like I've been pretty vocal about this too, like, especially when it came to Kelly Marie Tran going on Good Morning America during the Star Wars thing, where she's like, I'm getting thousands of threats. And like, I'm like, can you show one? But like, also, that's not okay. Like when people are like, it's not Halle Bailey's fault that Disney wanted to make Little Mermaid black. It's not this guy's fault that HBO said we want to make Snape black. We want to make the most unlikable, the most unkempt character in the Harry Potter series a black guy. That's their choice.
The guy whose dad wasn't in his life, we're gonna make him black.
A guy whose dad was in his life. Did he ever get hung too? I thought somebody mentioned something about like it in the stories. He was hung from a tree. I don't know if that's true or not. I saw it somewhere. Maybe that was just a meme. This is actually wild to me. Like the amount of pushback and like memeing on this has restored my faith in humanity. Like this is yet another franchise that just did not need to be, like, we didn't need a Harry Potter series. By the way, they plan on this running for 10 years. 10 years. And the budget is $15 million an episode.
This is
same
where I'm
budget as
like,
Game of
you know
Thrones.
that the audience doesn't mean anything. Like, these are all money laundering companies. If they can be
Yes.
like, we know for
Yeah.
sure this is going to run for 10 years, like, they don't care about what you think of it. They're just going to force feed it to you. Again, my theory is money laundering, but maybe there's another tax implication.
Yeah, it's got to be something like that, or just pure unoriginality where they're like, okay, we can't think of the next big thing, so let's just redo the past big thing that made billions and billions of dollars. Well, I mean, look how that worked out for Rings of Power. Nobody cared. Colossal flop. First of all, they wokeified it, did all that. So it's just, this is kind of a repeat of that. And they already can see that it didn't work with Rings of Power. And then now they're going to try to do it. And they're going to bank 10 years on it. But also, Rings of Power had a crazy budget too, didn't it? So
Massive. $100 million for the season or something like that.
Oh,
And
man.
nobody even talks about that show anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there were a lot of people that initially tuned in to kind of meme on it. And
Yeah.
then that was it. Like,
Yep.
there was a season 2. Was there a season 2? I can't even remember.
And it was like, there was no point even talking about it at that point. People were just, didn't even have enough energy to dunk on it anymore. It's like, okay, this is boring.
Yeah, people just didn't care anymore about it. And it was just like a different level of fatigue, where it was
Yeah.
like woke fatigue, where people are just like, oh, Galadriel is an unstoppable girl boss, taken down an ice troll by herself, even though it took the entire fellowship to do it, and they barely survived in the movies and in the original book, but not Galadriel. She can do it by herself. When a show like this, where we have Severus Snape being a black guy, it's like, why are they poisoning the well so quickly to where a guy like me that loves the Harry Potter movies, it's like a yearly watch around Christmas time, between Thanksgiving and Christmas. We already didn't want a remake of this. We're going to talk about in a different segment that they're making yet another Lord of the Rings movie nobody wants. Nobody wanted this already. I saw somebody refer to this as feminist reparations. I think Matt Walsh called it that.
Oh,
Like,
man.
there, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a big time where they were talking about Lord of the Rings, how there were no POCs in it and no female stars. And then, like, what did we get? We got an Amazon series that is exclusively beta males and women who are starring in it. We're getting this show. We know it's going to be centered around women. It's just going to be. Why even poison the well by also race swapping one of the major characters? You could have race swapped anybody else on the show, but it's like, outside of like Dumbledore and Harry, I would say Severus Snape is probably the most well-known. Hermione might be up there, but like, it's like a humiliation ritual, or it's like, the best way I can describe it is reparations.
They couldn't race swap Ron because they already tried switching up the redheads in Little Mermaid, and that went over poorly.
Yeah.
Deletion of gingers from culture is rude and unacceptable. You know, I think Melanie's right about this. It comes down to sort of a lack of creativity. I mean, they couldn't even really think out why this would be a bad idea. I think they just picked someone and they were like, "We'll make it Snape. That seems good enough to us." They didn't think about like his character or the development or like anything that goes into that, or how this could be, you know, bad. Again, I refer to the like doesn't have a dad in his life, like all kinds of stuff like that. But to me, I think the lack of creativity comes down to something deeper, which is like, it's okay to race swap in popular Western or European projects in art and history, basically because they're lazy. That's my personal opinion. Like, they could go study like whatever they wanted to. They could be like, hey, we're going to study what cultural myths exist and stories are told in Nigeria, and we're going to bring that to an American audience, and then we can have characters that are represented, blah, 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 blah. They could do that, right? They could do that for any culture out there, and they're like, no, we don't know how to. We're too scared to, so we're just going to stick with the IP that we have, maybe because it's already made money, but also because we are probably not creative enough to pull something like that off. And that's sad, right? Like, I think in the day and age of AI, with everything that is emerging with technology, creativity is going to be one of the biggest components of future business operations. And if this is the best Hollywood that can do, they are in bad shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you also have a situation where like, it's almost like they're punishing the fandom, and they're like, you know, it's like, I don't really know how else I can look at this. Like, we've seen this in video games so many times, and I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, it's.
Do you think J.K. Rowling opened the door for this when she like backdated Dumbledore as gay years after the book came out?
Yeah, I mean,
because she was the first one to be like, I'm going to read modern culture into the text.
She did do that.
Every time she got into a little controversy, she would do that.
Yeah, then she did the same with like Hermione, because it was like, oh, well, I did describe her hair as being kinky,
Yeah.
so it's okay that she's black in the musical. Like, she was always black, and it's like, no, she wasn't.
When they always fall back on this straw man, I mean, like the woke left, where they're like, well, they're fictional characters, so why does it matter? I'm like, okay, so you guys are cool with Ryan Gosling starring as Black Panther then, or like
Exactly.
Alan Ritchson starring as Blade or Spawn, or it's a never-ending string of yeah buts. They're like, yeah, but there aren't enough black characters. Okay, create a new one then.
Or
Like-
create
The thing
your
with them
world.
too is
Like-
they care more about the representation than they actually care about the characters. These people don't care about anybody but themselves. So even a character they can't relate, because it's like, wait, what do you mean? And it's just like, we care about fictional characters. I love Godzilla, like things like that.
We
It's
know.
just like yeah, you know. But no, like, we actually care about these fictional characters. We know they're not real, but we still have we still care about what they were created to be. But all of these like woke people just can't see past their own narcissism, that instead of being able to appreciate something outside of themselves, they can only appreciate like either themselves or what makes them feel virtuous. It's got to have something to do with them. They can't appreciate something that's a complete separate entity that has nothing to do with them.
It's very, very clear self-centeredness. They are the
Yes.
center of the universe, and unless it is viewed through their lens, they cannot connect to it at all.
But isn't it also funny how, like, we see this in video games all the time too? They're like, well, we need more black representation or more queer representation or whatever the case may be. And then they're like, all right, well, we just race swap this character. Problem solved.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, okay, now we have this character, but you didn't bother to take the time to make them interesting or to have their own unique story. You're just like, oh no, this is Snape now. It's always been Snape. Accept it. And it's kind of like, we saw this with the Witcher TV show. It's like, they should have called it like the Real Housewives of the Witcher. Like, it's like everyone wanted the Witcher for Geralt, not for the female characters. But then they roll up their show and it's like, Geralt takes a back seat on his own show and it's all about the women. Sure, people, it's not like Yennefer and these characters were not unknown to the people that liked the book or the video game. But then they like gave these characters no actual good qualities other than being
And they
a
race
boss.
swapped Jennifer too.
Yes, they race swapped her
Yeah.
too. But like now they're just like, yeah, well, we gave her no characters. And then when people inevitably don't like them, they'll say, well, it's because you don't like black people, or it's because you don't like, whatever. When the reality is like, maybe some people are like that, but I think far more people are more like, no, the character just sucked. Or the movie just wasn't good. Like, I never saw these people around when Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Family Matters were like the #1 shows on TV. I never saw
It was
these
original content written for
right.
actors that would fit that racial profile. You know what I mean? Like, you could do this. You could make new content, but instead there's like, does this make anyone feel better if you were, if you knew that the original character was white, but they dropped a black guy in, do you feel like you're being represented, or do you feel like it's like a diversity hire? You're just being forced in somewhere.
Well, I think some people do know when that's happening. Like, I think some people in those communities know, and they're offended by it. They're like, well, why don't you give us somebody new? And it's generally people who speak out against this nonsense that will point that out. But how this show will be received, I guess, remains to be seen. We'll wrap this segment up there. Please do make sure you subscribe to the channel and you like the video. We're live Monday through Thursday at 2 Eastern, Friday at 1 Eastern, but we'll always have 3 to 4 VODs for you to enjoy if you missed the show. So I hope that you'll follow the channel, and that will wrap the segment there. Lee Kindler writes, the criminally short-lived show Holliston had 16 episodes, a Christmas episode, Total production costs less than $5 million. These shows don't need to be this expensive. That's a big point too. Like that's
Unless you're money laundering. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's
Unless you're cooking the books and you need to quickly move a couple $1 million.
Yeah, and Shama says, congrats on tying the Not Mel HCB. We admire both your resilience and your Brazilians. I don't really know what that means.
Brazilian.
Yeah. Dark Side says,
Because I'm
they
from
should have.
Brazil?
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess.
because I said the other day you told me I said Brazil when I said Brazilian.
Oh, shout out Brazilians.
I love it.
Nice.
They're more on the
Deep
inside jokes
lore.
than we are.
Yeah, deep lore. Good job. Dark Side says they should have made Kanye Voldemort. That don't that don't kill me. Can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, Mr. Potter. Yeah, show will get canceled season 2. Well, especially when he drops like a hard R. 374 says the new Snape is accurate representation of England's current demographic. True. And
I think there is a black student in I know there is in the movies, but like I thought that was true in the books too. At least one of the students in like Harry's dorm room is black. Like,
hey, I'm willing to understand, like, why wouldn't you just add some powerful black wizards that weren't in the book? Or powerful black characters that are just, movies take creative freedom all the time and they don't have to race swap. They could add a new character that wasn't in the books and people would either like them or not like them.
Think of a new character. That's
Yeah.
too much.
Sorry, I'm hanging on by a thread here. I got like no sleep. McLeod says more surprised that Snape isn't gay, can walk, and doesn't really love kids a bit too much. We don't know. We haven't seen the show yet.
I know. I wouldn't surprise me if they did some sort of troon stuff there because it's like they already feel like they have to apologize for, because of the making the troons mad with all that stuff.
Well, Harry,
so.
yeah, right. McLeod also says epic rap battles of Hogwarts with constant massive brawls over Jordans. Sounds like a great time. Yeah, I mean, the memes are just going crazy. Yes, Stay Deadly says, who's ready to see a black guy get hung by a tree by a white boy? The internet's going to be so nice to see that. See, I told you I thought that happened in the books.
I think there's like a scene like flashback where they're like Harry's dad bullies Snape. I'm trying to remember it now. Because I also saw a lot of stuff there. It's like, so Harry's dad is now going to be a raging racist because they never got along in school and he kind of bullied him or whatever.
Of course you got to have that.
Story.
Yeah.
I mean, which totally changes the tone of everything that's going on. It's too bad.
Yeah.
There's a woman I watch on Instagram Reels sometimes. This is separate from the Harry Potter thing because I didn't really know the series coming out because I don't know about anything. But she's a black content creator and she does like skits where she is a Muggle mom dropping her black son off at Hogwarts, and so occasionally be like, I know you have magic, but like we're Christian, so we revere the Lord, or like, she'll be criticizing them for like typical mom reasons. It's really funny, and now I want her take on the Black Snape situation.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna spawn like, it's gonna be so meme worthy. Look, I mean, look at HBO did, right? HBO does this series for The Last of Us, and for the first 4 or 5 episodes, even people like me are like, wow, it's actually pretty good. And then not only do they create a non-existent gay narrative, they make an entire episode about it when there's only like 9 episodes in the season. And it's like, that was the last episode I watched. That was it. And I guarantee you I'm not alone. Like, I guarantee you people are like, I get it. I'm out too. Like, it's just, I don't understand what we're really doing here. Like, is this going to be who we are? Like, we're always going to have, just everything's going to get ruined because they have to, I thought we were past this. Like, I really did. I thought we were past this.
Yeah.
Well, the Scooby-Doo casting gave us all hope, right?
Yeah.
We didn't place up there.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that, like, I really think that, like, it's like, oh shit, here we go again. I think woke is back. Like, I think that we're going to see it creeping back in. I think somehow like the money is happening again. Like there's money getting funded into this stuff again. I don't know. Like it just seems to me.
I mean, look at just even with the Nashville Predators, all this stuff. They are really. I think so. Sometimes we think, okay, we won this, we can move on. I feel like that sometimes, but it's like, well, wait a minute. The battle's not completely won yet. They keep trying to bring this stuff back. It's not completely dead now. Nobody wants it, but they're still trying.
Yeah, that's been unfortunate. Yeah, woke never went away. That's delusional. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. Like, I can't really argue with that. Like, I can't. I
don't think it went away. I think it like retreated. Maybe is the way of describing it for a minute.
Yeah,
but just because there's like a new advance now, I think that there is a huge cultural change with the youngest generation, and also just generally people's eyes are open in a way they weren't in like 2015.
yeah.
And so it's interesting, like we may see another push, but will it be received the same way? And I honestly don't think so. I think that like you might see a new level of bizarreness to try and reinvigorate whatever cultural conflict they thrive on. But for the most part, I think there are a huge contingency of moderate people who are just like, I don't like this and I don't agree with it. And that's it for me.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're going to see them try to kind of slip it back in, but I think people have kind of gotten hip to their jive. They've kind of figured out, all right, well, we'll see about that. This next segment. Okay. So if you're watching this later, this is a segment from our live show. We're live Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and then again on Friday at 1 Eastern. I hope that you'll tune in, but you can always subscribe or follow to wherever you're seeing this and catch 2 to 3 VODs from the show every day so that we can keep you informed on everything that's going on. In news of things that nobody asked for, right? We talked about who asked for a 10-year series of HBO Harry Potter live action. Well, not live, just a Harry Potter show. Nobody wanted that. And just like nobody wanted a new Lord of the Rings series on Amazon, which is, mostly why it failed, other than it was terrible. But I think that now, if we look at Lord of the Rings, it's other than Star Wars, it may be the most taken advantage of franchise, period. People forget that there's how many other Lord of the Rings movies that sucked? 3? There's like
the last Hobbit movie. I still thought Desolation of Smaug was great. I will die on that hill. The first Hobbit movie was like okay, it was good. It wasn't like amazing, but anyway, yeah.
they're not like they're okay, right? So now we have another Lord of the Rings movie coming out. I think the search for what's his name?
Gollum movie.
Gollum, yeah, another stupid Gollum movie that nobody wanted. And then we got news that there's yet another Lord of the Rings movie coming out. And guess who's co-writing it? Stephen Colbert.
I saw this. Why?
Now,
like, just for fun?
Now, in the interest of being fair, admitting that I have a strong visceral reaction of uncomfort with Stephen Colbert being near anything that I like. I guess after completely destroying Late Night, now they're going to hand him another franchise to completely destroy. I can't wait till this movie is about like, here's what I think the movie's going to be like. There's going to be a disease that breaks out in Middle Earth.
Oh.
And, well, by the way, I wanted to say Colbert does know his Tolkien. He does. He's a huge fan of it. And you know who else is co-writing it? His son. And his son is behind writing the smash hit Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. So
was that actually it, or being sarcastic?
That's another terrible movie. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I need to be updated on the lore.
Or it's one of the terrible Star Wars movies. I have this feeling that there's going to be a mystery illness that breaks out in Middle Earth, and what it's going to turn people into orcs. But there'll be this miracle. It'll be a miracle elixir that the doctor, who Stephen Colbert will write in as himself, can distribute to people. But people that there will be an uprising of dullards who don't want to take the cure, and so that's who turns into the orcs, and they become this horde of infected. and all the good people who took the elixir will fight against them and defeat them in battle. Like,
There we go.
I don't understand why Colbert gets to fail up into this. Like, he single-handedly destroyed late night. He's a woke idiot. He's irrelevant. Sure, we have what's his name involved with it?
Andy Serkis?
Peter Jackson.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, maybe. Now, I never read Lord of the Rings. I never said I read Lord of the Rings, but I love the movies. And I would argue that probably more people in modern society have seen the movies and never read the books.
Yeah.
Not that the books aren't wildly popular. They are. And there are a lot of people that see the movie and then want to read the books because there's so much more in the books. Like Tom Bombadil, and you know, have all this stuff that, you know, is worth exploring in this world. But like, are we going to see dancing syringes in Stephen Colbert's, you know, Lord of the Rings movie that nobody asked for, or is there a chance it's going to be good?
If you're gonna bring someone else, you're gonna bring people in to honor like Tolkien's work. Like Tolkien was a Catholic, so like, wouldn't you think like bringing people?
Well, so is Colbert technically.
Oh, is he? Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go. But anyway, like that's the thing of Lord of the Rings had a lot of like Christian undertones in it, and so yeah, when you get a lot of these like people to keep trying to insert their woke ideologies into it, it's just goes against everything that Tolkien stood for, and it's really sad that they're doing this to his legacy.
Do you remember when all those hit pieces came out where they were like, orcs are black people?
Yeah.
And it was like, what?
Just like,
Nobody
orcs are
thought that.
Just poor little immigrants.
Yeah. Literally nobody thought that. Nobody.
No, I mean, this is
That's
how
why
Tolkien
they wrote it. They're like, you're
Yeah.
not thinking the way you want us to. We want you to.
Tolkien wrote the orcs and the Uruk-hai like they were pure evil. They're basically like demons. It's just like, okay, these are evil. There's nothing good in them. They're not misunderstood. They are just pure evil. And for some reason, a lot of modern writers, they just don't want to. They don't want to do that. And they even try to do that with demon characters in general. Look at what Netflix is doing with Devil May Cry. It's like, oh, well, maybe the demons are just misunderstood immigrant types.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's insane.
When you started saying like mysterious illness that turned them into orc, I expect you to be like, and then they were like, and what's wrong with orcs?
Yeah,
Maybe we should
what's
accept them.
wrong
Maybe they
with
should be allowed into our, you know, dome houses or wherever Frodo lives.
I mean, is there any hope, do you think, for this, Hannah Claire, at all?
I mean, you know my stance on this. Like, why is there yet another Lord of the Rings movie? I'm already off. Stephen Colbert, I'm not interested in his writing. It seems in some ways that he's there to bolster his son's career. Although I guess if you get a Star Wars franchise, you're doing okay. I don't really know how to measure that. You know, it's similar to what we were talking about before, which is like, you could rehash content. And I know in particular, like, yes, I think some people fell in love, like Harry Potter. Some people fell in love with Lord of the Rings because of the movies. There are a lot of people who love it because of the books. But unless Tolkien is going to rise from his grave and personally consult on this, this is a derivation of the work. And therefore, I don't really trust it or believe it. Like, I don't know why you would watch it. And that's my kind of personal take. Some people I know, it's like, you want to know more about the characters. You want to know more about the universe. To me, unless the author is involved, it's irrelevant. This is why I don't watch the 7th season of Gilmore Girls. It's a whole other thing.
Me too.
You know, like, well, thank you, because
in solidarity,
and her husband were not there, but that changed the whole arc of the characters and the plot. And I think that's true for Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. I once again invite Stephen Colbert and his son, or whoever's working on the other projects, to, you know, research different myths and different cultures and become inspired and write their own thing. Because
the Daily Wire did that. They did.
Yes.
I don't know. No, it was based on something too, right? Their Pendragon cycle, that was based on books, I think. But at least they didn't like.
I mean, the books are based on someone's creative work. I mean, that's how we got Harry Potter, and I assume it was original work. It's not like I ripped off something else and then give you this book. That's what I think we're starved for. And yeah, I get, like, if you put the Lord of the Rings stickers on it, there are a certain amount of people that will go because they love it so much. On the other hand, I wish you wouldn't, because again, like, no Tolkien, irrelevant to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this with the Amazon series where they're like, we're going to make an Amazon series, but we can't get the rights. So we're going to get the rights to the Silmarillion, which is like only the hardest of hardcore Tolkien fans ever read. And And then basically they still relied on Galadriel, a character that people knew from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And I think it's fair, Melanie, you're right. I should probably rewatch those other 2 Tolkien movies. Maybe they're not as bad as I remember.
Yeah, the first 2 Hobbit movies. Well, the first one's like, it's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. And then the second one, I actually think is really great. It's just the third one, the Battle of the Five Armies, which was abysmal. 5 Armies.
I forgot that even existed. I forgot that one even existed.
Is the one that is just embarrassing bad. But the other ones, I don't know, especially Desolation of Smaug. I loved that one. It's really good. So.
Yeah,
and especially now that we've seen so much woke crap garbage, then if you go back and look at old stuff that we thought was bad, you're like, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought, because now we have worse. That's what happened when I watched rewatched the Spider-Man trilogy not that long ago, and it was like that third. The Tobey Maguire one. And the third one, it was like, I remember hating it so much when it first came out. But then when I rewatched it fairly recent, it was like, oh, this isn't terrible compared to like Marvel movies now. This is a masterpiece.
Yeah, we've been beaten into submission with
they're really lowering the bar for themselves.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of accepting that, we're going to that we're going to be, the bar has been lowered so much that, this is why I said people should pay money to go see Project Hail Mary. It was the best movie I've seen in 10 years in the movie theater. I really, really liked it. And yes, it was based on a book. It wasn't like wholly original, but it was not like something in the theaters where it's like, oh, this is the same, 85% the same crap I've seen, except now there's a black guy in it, or now that there's a gay guy in it, or something like that. Like, I just don't, I feel totally uninspired to take part in any of that. Like, it's just, I'm over it completely. And I think that's why a lot of these shows just fail out of the gate, because people are like, oh, we have like such a low tolerance for it now, where it's like, I'm out. I'm just out. I'll watch, some obscure movie, some low budget movie.
Exactly. Like, it's not that you don't have any other options. I feel like things were different when it was like, this is the one big blockbuster coming out, and kind of, I don't know. There's a lot of ways to resist this just by turning off whatever or not buying the ticket.
Yeah. And I'm definitely, I'm open to it. I'd be curious to what everyone says in the comments. If you're watching this later, please do remember to subscribe to the channel or follow it wherever you're watching. And tune in at 2 Eastern Monday through Thursday, and or 1 Eastern on Fridays to get our takes live and participate in the chat. If you're available, we'd love to have you. And we'll wrap this segment there and get to some viewer comments. We have Sire Williams says, did you know The Amazing Spider-Man mentions mRNA vaccines? I did know that. Yeah, I did know that. McLeod says, you're wrong. The elixir will change people into orcs, who are actually the good people, alongside all those elves, evil elves, led by the evil orange one. They're trying to kick them out of the rightful lands. Yeah, I mean, there was a CBR article, which is like Comic Book Resources or something like that, where they literally said that. Like, everyone knows that the elves are stand-in for white people. And it's like, stand-in? Everyone's white. Like, there were no black elves. I mean, okay, are we going to do the thing again where we find the one black guy, Yasuke or whatever, and then we're going to say, oh, he was a samurai? Like, is that what we're going to do again? Cyrus says, woke is back. C9 just passed yesterday. I'll be filing a credible fear of political prosecution interview if my green card doesn't go through. Yeah, I wish you the best there. I mean, that's C9 is bad. I also had this other interesting story that I thought it's a little bit. I want to let Hannah Claire take the lead on this a little bit. Hopefully she read the article. Otherwise, I'll bring it up. So if you're watching this later, this is a segment from our live show. We're live Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Eastern on Fridays. Otherwise, we upload several VODs that you can always watch later. So I hope that you'll subscribe and enjoy the show either way. We're glad you're here. There is a creator of an AI actor. So creator of AI actor Tilly Norwood says she received horrible threats over her project. Now, the AI character, so Elaine Van der Velden, caused anger and panic in Hollywood and beyond last year. She said that talent agents had been interested in signing her creation, which is a completely AI actor. Prominent actors and acting unions immediately condemned the idea. In an interview with The Guardian, she said she had been prepared for the backlash against her provocative idea of AI performers. However, said she was quite shocked by the vitriol, the threats on my life, and the hate. My goodness, loads, she said. Now, I'm going to guess these are probably coming from the left.
Yeah.
You know, I totally understand the reaction. I made her to represent the fear, and I represent this change in AI as an art piece in the way I was just like, this is the zeitgeist. Now, I don't think there's any arguing that AI actors are going to be a thing. Like Hollywood's going to try to do everything they can to, you know, prevent funding or to, you know, do whatever they could to, you know, do whatever they can to, you know, stave this off. But with VTubers, I mean, they're already basically culturally accepted, and they're very popular. And again, I have nothing against VTubers. But what do you think? What do you make of this? Like, how long are they going to be able to hold this off? Because I don't think it's going to be very long.
Well, some of the backlash is coming from actors who are like, wow, you're still in our career. I don't know that the actors are particularly like are the ones sending the threats or whatever she says she's getting. I think this is also maybe a little bit of a I don't know, arrogant response. She's like, I'm changing the world with my AI actress that I created. But actually, we've had AI influencers for a little bit of time now, for better or for worse. You know, I think that it is in some ways inevitable. It's very difficult to avoid. I was watching a video on like basically AI female MAGA influencers and how they really do trick a lot of especially like male boomer audiences. In this case, it's interesting because she's like this girl, Tilly Norwood, is essentially like a pop star. And like would in the day and age when everyone's mad at Chapel Rowan, is it better to have a completely controlled, you know, lady like Tilly Norwood where she's not going to step out of line as far as I know? Or is it better to have someone who is, you know, controversial, but did have a hugely successful rise, very popular organic growth? You used to see videos of Chapel Rowan at, you know, big music festivals and the crowds would just be enormous. I think probably the hate, like I don't condone death threats, obviously it's not good, but the negative reaction to this I think comes from the left and just moderate people who are like, stop giving me fake things. I want a real teeny bopper sensation to rise to the top. I don't want you to fake one. You know, as profitable, like in some ways, if talent agency, you know, to me, it seems like they would want fake people because it's easier to control. But the audience,
and you don't have to pay them.
Wants the organic. You think you have to pay their creator? I'm not really sure how it works.
Well, if you look at what happens in VTubing, it's like they don't even own their own avatars. So like they have to work for like HoloLive or one of these other companies, and then they end up getting retired or whatever. I don't even know how that. Do you know how that process works, Melanie?
I'm not entirely sure. I think I don't know.
All I know is it's something with like they just lose the rights to their character and then they just like move on or something like that.
They're signed with, because there are agencies that that work with VTubers and then they pay them and so on and so forth. So I think with them, they are under their, you know, whatever their rules are with that. But I think if somebody were just to independently be like, hey, I'm going to create my own or commission my own.
Oh, true.
Thing, have it rigged and I'm going to do it myself, then that's different. So with actors, it's one of those things to where it could be, okay, if they're working with an agency, then yeah, there's going to be more stipulations. But if they just make their own, and as intelligent as AI is becoming, why would you work with an agency to get somebody else's AI when you can just make your own and make your own movies? And it's like, I think that a lot of people we're seeing kind of a mix of like, okay, there's some cool stuff that AI is doing. I always thought, oh, there's no way I'll never get into any sort of AI at all. But then I've been hearing some good AI music, and it's like, whoa, I'm kind of shocked. This is actually not terrible. And
I use Grok a lot when I drive
yeah,
because it's built into the car. So like
Yeah,
instead of like
exactly.
Googling something quick, I'm just like, I'll use Grok. This is also something that like there is also kind of a general malaise around like AI creative videos and stuff like that now too, because
right.
if you saw it, do you remember when Sora videos were like everywhere?
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
But they
they were
just sold
everywhere.
it or something, right?
They just gave up. Yeah,
Which
they
is
just
good
gave up.
because, especially on social media, I just want to see real people. I don't want to see these fake stories and stuff. And yeah, I'm not personally looking for AI on social media and things like that. That said, like if I were to really think about it, look at the state of video games, for example, right now, and how the Troons took over all this stuff, and how all the
Yeah.
woke stuff took over, and look how they ruined Tomb Raider. Now, if somebody just took AI and made a Tomb Raider spiritual successor that had everything I loved about Tomb Raider and had a character that had everything I loved about classic Lara Croft, but it was all AI made, hey, if it still delivered what I wanted, I would play it. I would.
It's hard to be mad about it.
Yeah.
Right? You're kind of like, you know, I don't know if AI is definitely like the be all end all and we're all doomed,
Right.
but it's definitely going to take jobs and it's definitely going to like impact the space. I mean, we see it even as creators. We're now, the study that came out said like AI is like 25, or YouTube entirely is 25% AI. I don't know
Yeah.
what Rumble's percentage is, but you know, I saw that study and like shorts are something like 40%. So like, are we gonna continue to compete against AI? Is that even possible? No, you have to adapt. You have to learn how to use it
Right.
to you know, sharpen up your workflow and to keep things like fresh and moving, because the AI actors, I mean, we are not, I mean, we've already seen, like I showed like hilariously, remember those like there's like those fake horror movie trailers for the Chesty Killer, the one that's like all the girls are like super stacked, and like I see the trailer, I'm like, okay, so this trailer looks real.
Yeah.
It's obviously like a joke because it's so over the top, but like that's a 2-minute trailer that looks extremely real. What's to stop them from making an hour-long movie or TV show? Like, I don't think we're as far away from that as a lot of people in Hollywood really think. And then, by the way, like Hollywood, they control, you know, a lot of the funding and stuff like that that gets certain movies funded, and so that they can hold a gate up for so long. They'll probably make movie theaters like ban AI created movies. When a first AI created movie comes out, it's going to be a thing where, you know, theaters are going to boycott it and all this kind of stuff.
I wonder if the award shows will boycott it too.
They will,
Because
But
they
then
were
when-
resistant to streaming even.
Yeah, but what'll happen is, you know, private equity will come in. Elon Musk will say, "Well, I'll just start my own AI film studio, and we'll call it Grok Studios, and we'll distribute it on my platform." Like, I don't think you can just ignore this forever. I think that AI, I mean, look, at least I don't have to listen to AI's woke political positions. Now,
Right.
maybe I still will. Like,
Yeah.
maybe that'll still be part of it because they're like, well, it's it's an AI, it's part of being an actor. So now we have an AI thing that's an actor. I don't know. But like, I guess I don't, if I can't tell the difference, and it means some woke Hollywood actor is out of work, I don't think I care. Like, I don't think I care. I mean, I don't know what the big picture is, but I don't think it's quite as doom and gloom
Right.
as some people say, like, oh my God, AI is going to destroy every job. But it is going to take some jobs.
I don't think AI is going to destroy every job. I think it's going to take some. And in some ways, I feel bad, not for the actor, although kind of. What I worry about more is like, I want my kid to grow up consuming media where it is real people.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I don't want their like my children's brains to be muddled where it's like I can't see the lines. Because you and I talk about this, or we all talk about it. Like, you'll see an AI video and like you can tell it's AI, but it gets better and better all the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to me, there is just and I almost can't explain it. There is just something about it, but I would rather it be real than to be created. And like maybe it doesn't matter if it's like music or if you're using it as a research tool or like, you know, the coding people who lose their jobs. Like I don't know, that's sad, but also like maybe this is inevitable. But when it comes to being like this is a person, it's not a person. It's not a person. It's fake person. And there is just something about it where I'm like, I wouldn't want that to be the norm.
That's true. And I actually saw a dude talking about this on TikTok today, where he said that he thinks that there's going to be a bigger demand for more just like normal influencers on social media, for example. Because if you look at the past, it's like the way that the Kardashians fashion things was like, oh, okay, all these influencers and content creators just try to live ridiculously, gratuitously, like luxurious lives, and people are fascinated with that. But then you got to the point with all these filters, all this. I think people are starting to get tired of seeing just almost like perfection or this illusion of perfection.
Yes. Yeah.
And so with AI, you have that as well, because you could literally have like the perfect woman in AI, like that has no flaws. And so I think that we will see people that actually just want to see more humanity. Maybe we'll see like makeup gurus who, you know, they might have like imperfect skin, or, you know, they might have like these different imperfections that people are going to be more drawn to, because it's just like after a while, all the filters, all the AI, all of the, it's like, okay, I just want to see someone be real. I would rather watch somebody like make videos that live in a trailer park versus like, I don't want to see another Kardashian. I don't. I want to just see just like somebody living life and getting by, as opposed to another rich manufactured person or some robot.
One of my favorite content creators right now is this like mom. I started seeing her videos because she like works from home with like I think she has 3 or 4 kids, and she's like I think in Ohio, and like it's just super normal. Her house is cute, but it's obviously not like a mega mansion. Like it's just like a person you can actually relate to, and I think you're right. Like that like look, I have the fancy car and whatever. That aspirational content, that was like there was a time for that in the influencing world, and there'll probably always be some space for it, but you know. It's expensive out here, and I don't really want to like I don't want to have to think about how to keep up with someone who has, you know, I don't know, the mega mansion or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and it's, you know, and to wrap up this segment, like I always, my all-time favorite YouTube videos or Rumble videos or whatever videos anywhere are just like a dude with a camera, and like like early 2000s YouTube is still my favorite, and I still watch content creators that make their videos like that. I just I don't know what it is. There's something soothing about it. If I'm looking forward to hearing everybody's comments on this and thoughts on this. Remember, we're live Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern and Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern. But if you like just the vlogs, we have those. Make sure you subscribe or follow the channel so that you stay up to date. We'd appreciate to see you in the lives, but not required. And we'll see you in the next one. Some viewer comments here. I thought I saw one I missed. Aidenverse says, Sora finished their data harvest. They have voice and facial profiles for everyone who submitted to be a part of it. Sounds like another increase in the deception scale. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with that. You know, it's hard to argue with that as like, you know, we know they're data harvesting. I
understand the people that were like, I signed up so you can use my image in Sora or whatever. Like, I don't relate, you know?
It's UPS. I got to go put the dogs away. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Come on, Baba.
What do you think he's getting us from UPS, Melanie?
Oh,
I heard that we're supposed to get gifts.
Bracelets. It's the friendship bracelets.
Friendship bracelets. I thought you were making the friendship bracelets.
Well, I kind of, I don't know. Maybe.
Why did we send you to leadership camp? I'm sorry. What were you spending your time doing? Did you make friendship bracelets growing up?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. They were like a currency, because I went to summer camp, so it was like you make them, you wear them up to your elbow.
Yes, I loved when you had like the different patterns. You could do like the chevron shapes or like, just the little different knots and stuff, different colors. Yeah.
I had a friend who like, for our friend group, made us all our names. Like she had to like map it out and like get a little chart, and they like it was very, very cool. It was crafty times out there. Do you do any handicrafts? I'm sorry guys, I'm taking over. I have this bug I have to talk to Melanie about.
I do really I love arts and crafts in general. So I've dabbled in stuff. I'm not really an expert in any of it, but I can do a little bit of like crochet, cross stitching. And then I just like art stuff in general. So like
Yeah.
painting, drawing, things like that. I love it. Super
I
fun.
think handicrafts are like the antidote to female anxiety and depression right now.
Yes.
Like it sounds
I
really
think so.
stupid, but I really think number one, like having something to do with your hands that isn't scrolling and having a little
Yes.
craft and like having like the satisfaction of like I spent, a day working on this and now I have my little needle point or whatever it is. I think it is probably one of the best things you could do. Maybe men have a version of this. I also
They do
think
like
that, like
woodworking and stuff.
sure, yeah. They have garages where they have tools. I'm excited for them. I'm happy for them.
Yes.
It makes me like every girl I know, I want to be like, and here's a needle pointing. I embroider a little bit. I'm not like
Oh,
very
how
good.
fun. Okay.
Yeah, I like it a lot, and it was something that I started doing with my dad's wife, my stepmom, when I was like a teenager. I think she was like, "Here's some stuff," and I would always pick like the way too
Right.
ambitious of a project, and then be like, "Wow, this is hard," but you do learn the skills.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that we need. Anyways, I hope Jeremy is bringing us some handicraft.
here it
That's what I'm
is.
saying. What are we getting from UPS?
No, they're coming to service the iron curtains and deliver salt and stuff like that. And
Sounds
so
like it's a gift for us.
Salt. Okay.
yeah, well, 8 50-pound bags of salt carried down into my basement and put by my water softener is definitely nice. I enjoy that.
Melanie said
Then-
that you were going to get friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
Oh yes, they didn't come yet. It didn't.
Oh.
Oh,
It
next
didn't
time.
arrive.
So you ordered them or you have to make them? Are you waiting for materials or did you
Well,
like
I'm waiting
buy
for
some stuff
yeah. I'm
Etsy?
waiting. Well, first of all, I'm waiting for the inspiration. I'm waiting for the.
Our friendship doesn't inspire you?
Wow.
Whoa.
I'm waiting for my muse
to
to
the heart.
take me. Yeah, I'm waiting for my muse to take me.
You know who I bet would
Um,
have them done by now? Mrs. the Quartering.
Oh yeah, and they'd be great. Yeah, they'd be great. She crocheted some like cute little bow ties yesterday for I don't know what.
I was just
Yeah.
making Melanie tell me about her handicraft experience because I believe it's important.
Are
to
you
cultivate
handicraftable?
Yes. Yes. I love arts and crafts and crochet and knitting and drawing and things like that.
Cold. Excuse me.
Soothing, good for women's
Soothing,
brains.
yes, women do need that. I saw this woman on TikTok talking about. She said, people in the comments said I need to get a hobby, and that's an insult. She's like, but it's true though. She picked up building Lego kits, and she's like,
Cool.
this just brings me a lot of joy. More people need little hobbies like this.
I think
Yeah,
they
they
do.
do.
It makes you feel accomplished. You get a little trinket. The whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah, DB Door says men's version of arts and crafts is working in a $300 heap of a project car sitting on the lawn. Exactly. Or, whatever, little things men get into, like, managing their property, their lawns or whatever the case is. Like
Lawns.
there's
As soon as the weather got nice, I saw so many men like tending to not exactly the garden, but to like the shrubbery and stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, that was something that like definitely like that was my dad. Like every Saturday he was just outside all day, and it was like, what is dad doing out there? Well, he's mowing the lawn, he was putzing. That's what we'd always call it. Dad's outside
Yeah.
putzing around. And
My dad does that too. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
always like, yeah.
I read this thing once that people were like, your grandmother didn't sign up for exercise classes because she was busy, tending to her home. Like she burned her
Right.
calories
She didn't
moving
need it.
around.
yeah.
Which I think is kind of fascinating. It's true for men too. Like if your dad spent all day working in the yard on Saturday, like maybe it wasn't super productive hauling logs the whole time, but like I bet that was good for him. He gets the sunlight, he gets the exercise.
Yeah, and I probably got, get him a little peace and quiet away from, the kids. Probably helped too.
Well, there's that
I'm
thing
guessing.
online where like women will be like, I told my husband that we're having like a party on Saturday, and then the guy is like painting the deck or like doing something that
Yep.
she's clearly like, why is this the priority?
Yeah, it is the priority for men. It's just like cleaning the grill would be, or you clean the grill, you do what guy stuff, right? Like you pick up the dog poop, you clean out the
Probably
garage because there
Depending
might
on
be
your
other
party.
men that show up, other husbands that you got to show your tools to. You got to make sure men look at guests differently than women. They're like, well, what if guys want to see
Hospitality.
my gun collection? Like, what if a guy wants to see this new mower I got? You know, what if, you know, so like my dad washed the lawnmower.
Wash the lawnmower. Oh my gosh, that's
Every
so
week.
masculine.
Yeah, I never washed my lawnmower in my life. No, that's not true. I have washed it before, but rarely. I usually just use a leaf blower and blow it off. But
Your dad is somewhere in the world, somewhere in heaven, being like, "We didn't have leaf blowers in my day."
yeah, I went. That's all we could do. Aurelia says, "Hello, Jeremy. Hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good day too." Low Top says, "Quartering. Have you seen the AI is paying people to do videos of task shopping, cleaning dishes?" Wait, what?
What?
It's
There
paying
are a
people
bunch
to
of
do
AI training
videos of
jobs.
it. Oh. No,
or
but
one of the
AI
ones
is paying people to do videos of tasks so they can learn it? Is that what
AI
it is?
Companies, not the AI itself. But yeah,
Oh.
and
Yeah,
I don't know. I've heard a bunch of things about it. Like it's so when they animate like videos or whatever, they have more. Like this is what animators for Disney and stuff talked about doing. I remember specifically for like the Ratatouille movie. Like they had to watch someone chop vegetables so that they could animate it correctly. Like I guess that's all going to be AI now, but it has to learn somewhere.
Yeah, well, I have a great segment to bring us home on this Thursday, the last Astrocast of the week. Astrocast will be back next week, of course, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I tried to fire them both yesterday, but they
Somehow we're still here.
Yeah. I did everything I could, and they're both
refused.
like, nah,
No.
we're gonna, and no, you can't pay us any less either. You have to just keep coming, and this is the way it's gonna be. And I'm like, well, I guess I have to shoot 154 shorts in the morning so I can pay for these women. But anyway,
He's not laughing, guys. He's having a hard time. I just want that clear.
I'm struggling here because they both steamrolled me. It's not.
Tony, should we just
not
take
my
this
best
off air
moment.
without Jeremy? Like, do we need this guy giving us a hard time publicly? No, I'm just kidding. He's one of the girls.
So anyway, welcome into another segment. This is a great story. It's my favorite story I've read in the news all week long. This is a segment from our live show. We're live Monday through Thursday, 2 Eastern, Fridays at 1 Eastern, wherever you're watching this. But if you can't make the live, we do 2 to 3 segments for you so you can catch all the, the best segments from the show and still enjoy it. So I hope you'll follow or subscribe. Either way. Now, I was reading the news. I saw a headline and I was like, this is an interesting headline. Apparently, drug-fueled sharks are on the prowl in the Caribbean. And the scientists, those scientists, who even knows, what is even a scientist, right?
I mean, know, right?
I kind of believe in this. This would be like a zoologist who knows about sharks, surely, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so this is in the New York Post. Apparently, coked up sharks are on the prowl. This puts the white and the great white. Brazilian scientists have discovered traces of the nose candy, caffeine, and painkillers in sharks swimming around in the Bahamas. These blowfish aren't getting hooked on purpose. It's a fallout from an uptick in marine pollutants per a apocalyptic. Oh, they're doing too many puns. So pharmaceuticals and illicit stuff are increasingly recognized as contaminants, an emerging concern in marine environments, particularly in areas undergoing rapid urbanization and tourism-driven development. This is like a funny story, but also it's kind of a real thing. Like anything you flush is going to go down into.
Yeah,
like I remember when I was in Mexico, and they were like, I'm like, where are the bathrooms? And they just like pointed to the ocean. I was like, dude, like,
wow.
Tell you not to drink the water there.
People have to pay for drugs and go through all this, and the sharks are getting it for free.
That's the real crime.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the real crime.
Right to the heart of the issue.
Yeah, that's. I mean, imagine you're like, you're hunting around, you're putting your life at risk to go try and find these things, and sharks are just like swimming, and they're like all zooted up.
It's like, oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you were just like at the grocery store and all of a sudden you were like high on cocaine? Like that would be the worst. I feel like that's what the sharks are experiencing.
No, that sounds amazing.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Both of you, degenerates.
That sounds amazing. There's
Well,
like
then go be a shark in Mexico.
I
Also,
feel
what's
like
caffeine? Like, could we just
Go
like?
on vacation to swim with the sharks, guys. I'll be
Yeah.
back.
yeah, maybe not. She'll move to Cuba.
We're gonna call Nina. See what she's doing because I feel like that's our on the
Oh
ground
yeah,
Mexico
there we
reporter.
go. There we go.
Yeah, it
Okay, they're also
reminds me of
addicted
this
to
clip.
caffeine.
Hold on. This would be Melanie at the grocery store. So everything has a clip, and since I assume I won't be able to, this video is going to probably be, the topic of it probably won't be eligible to spread it around. So I figure why not make it funny. It reminds me of this. Let me see if I can bring this up quick because it's a pretty genius clip from probably my favorite show, and that's American Dad. Where is this? This. So they're out in the cold trying to stay warm, but like, wait, hold on a second. I shared the wrong window. Is that the one? Is it on the screen now? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw it on Man vs. Wild. That feels amazing.
I'm not touching you.
I am.
Oh!
That feels amazing.
Like that's yeah.
that's
Just walk it through.
hilarious.
Melonie's getting her nuclear shrimp. She's in the fish section. She's getting her mollusk, and she's just like, that feels amazing. there's unfortunately, like, it is a real problem. Like, there are a lot of pollutants that go into the water, and obviously the booger sugar is funny because it's a funnier headline or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But like, there's a lot of like,
too, you know?
right? There's birth control. There's people's like SSRIs are flushing in a. How much of that is in your waste?
Medications, yeah.
Yeah,
Now
there's
the
all that
sharks
stuff.
are gonna turn transgender.
Yeah, transgender sharks. That's all we need. They're going to be like, see, it does
This is the big
naturally
woke
occur.
push that's coming through. Sorry.
Yeah. It's I think like sharks are already kind of a natural fear of people. A fear for people. So I kind of feel like this would be a new fear unlocked for a lot of people. And but the bigger story is like I wanted to pull that back up because it talks about like just how bad like the overall contamination is. Here it is. So they talk in this study of the samples. They said to see what the marine marauders were on, if they were under the influence, the team analyzed blood samples from 85 species. The subjects were tested. I wonder if they had to like pee in a cup. Of the samples, 28 out of 85 tested positive. The most common was caffeine, which is interesting. Is caffeine getting in the water? Like, are people passing it, and then is it getting in the water? Are people pouring their sodas in the water? Or the coffee beans,
or
maybe?
is it still there from when you pee out coffee?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
Somebody's
it
like
stays in your
dumping illegal
body.
energy drinks off the coast. The sharks are like, we love this specific harbor. This is great here.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the Bang energy drink guys' chance to like really like help the sharks. Like have them all have their own Bang flavor.
Take a bite out of low energy. And then you could have like a shark mascot for their energy drinks. Yeah, that one's free, by the way.
Every energy drink that you buy goes to sponsor like shark rehabilitation, detox from caffeine.
Just a bunch of sharks smoking cigarettes, being irritable in like some room, like like having the DTs. Yeah, we really do. I mean, it might be and also, by the way, usually when they when the government takes out those speedboats, where do you think all that product goes? It's in the ocean now. When you're like blasting 500 kilos you're vaporizing into the air above the ocean, probably not a great sign. And this is also, by the way, a very remote island in the Bahamas alone. So this isn't even like, how bad would it be, let's say outside of Bolivia or like Peru or like some of the areas where we know like that marching powder comes from. How much of that is in the water there? And like, I am a bit of a tree hugger, like I will admit, and it does make me feel bad. I mean, the idea of them, catching a current, like, and then spending the rest of their lives trying to find that same spot again to get that same feel, like that feels kind of bad. Like,
Do you think one of the sharks is good at finding it and is therefore effectively the dealer? He's like leading people there.
guys, I found a vein. There's a fresh vein of it, and we just got to go. And the price is 3 seals each.
See, this is the thing. This is bad. I don't want sharks to be addicted to caffeine and cocaine. That's very negative. But I do feel like there is going to be some creative researcher who really learns a lot about shark behavior based on the environmental change. And so maybe that's the silver lining. Like, stop putting your cocaine in the water and your energy drinks, but also how can we use this to help us help the shark population?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it helps them live longer. Maybe it's like microdosing. Like they're probably macrodosing because they're literally taking it in their gills. Like they're like taking it straight to the dome.
It's in water. What kind of parts per million is there? And if not, like maybe this is also going to increase tourism.
All right, OSHA. All right, fine. We're talking about parts per million now.
I love science. I know all about it.
Yeah, well, enough ppms to test hot. We know that much. It's not like just it's like back in the day. I used to, when I was younger, I'd be like, "Oh, I tested positive because it was someone else was smoking around me. That's why I smell like it, and that's why I tested pot. It was someone else."
Now people are going to be like, "What part of Bermuda is this?" And tourism's going to spike as they try to
it's like
in the water.
She has spicy photos on the internet. That's awful. Where? Like it's like. That's the sharks. Other sharks are like, oh no.
Oh no, tell me where that cocaine water is so I can avoid it.
Yeah, so you guys see any of that cocaine water anywhere?
Bad stuff.
I need just something. I just need to, just another little. But I mean, hey, live their best lives. I feel like they should probably be free to consume, on their own volition, though. But hey, have fun, party it up. We'll wrap the segment there. Again, if you enjoyed the video, all you have to do is subscribe or follow the channel. You could tune in, watch us live at 2 Eastern, Monday through Thursday, 1 Eastern on Friday, or you could just watch the VODs where we pull a lot of the, of course, we prefer you hang out for the live show. But yeah, let's see if there's any messages I missed before. Deploying the girls to their freedom, as it has been decreed. And I will, let's see, Burning Man just happened. Ocean Festival season's around the corner. Oh, yeah. Yeah, why is that shark rubbing his gums? Yeah, that would have been a better, not the scratchy thing. I think that's crack. But let's see what Viva's got going on. He's got, let's see, the Joe Kent wrap-up smear with Kyle Seraphin. Oh, Kyle Seraphin. I'm not going to muddy the waters there, but you can go listen to Kyle.
Hard against Mark Levine.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Controversial.
I like Viva. That's some J on J crime. That's generally frowned upon. But it was mostly small arms fire. So with that, I'm going to send you guys over to Viva, and you guys, I'll be back, remember, an hour early on Fridays, and I'm going to go to bed because probably won't take a nap. I'll just power through it, but
get some sleep.
Yeah, I'm very tired, but we'll do that. So we'll see you guys. Bye, all.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, wait, hold on. There we go.